Welcome to our channel, where we share the best gardening tips and tricks. Today, we're delving into the topic, how to use a greenhouse in winter 10 ways to make the most of yours. A greenhouse, a haven for plants during those chilly months, is not just a shelter, but a tool to keep your garden thriving. With some clever strategies, you can transform your greenhouse into a productive space even in the coldest season. Without further ado, let's dive into the first way to use your greenhouse during winter. First up, we have overwintering corms and tubers. These plant structures are the unsung heroes of your garden, storing energy and nutrients that allow many of our favorite plants to survive the winter months. Overwintering them in a greenhouse is a smart move. Here's why. A greenhouse maintains a stable, frost-free environment that's ideal for these sensitive plant parts. By overwintering your corms and tubers, you're essentially giving them a head start on the next growing season. They're protected from the harsh winter elements and they can start growing as soon as the first signs of spring arrive. The process is simple. After the first frost, dig up your corms and tubers. Clean off any soil and let them dry. Then store them in a cool, dry place in your greenhouse. Make sure they're not touching to prevent any potential spread of disease. That's how you overwinter corms and tubers. Let's move on to the next use. Secondly, you can create a succulent planter in your greenhouse. This is not just a delightful project, it's also a practical way to harness the benefits of your greenhouse during the colder months. Succulents are perfect for this as they love the warmth and light a greenhouse can provide, even when it's frosty outside. Start by choosing a variety of succulents. These might include jade plants, hens and chicks, or aloe vera, to name a few. Next, select a well-drained container. Fill it with a soil mix designed for succulents, which typically includes sand to ensure good drainage. Now, arrange your succulents in the planter. Remember, succulents are desert plants. They like to be snug, so don't be afraid to place them close together. Once you're happy with your arrangement, place the planter in a sunny spot in your greenhouse. Water sparingly, as succulents store water in their leaves and don't need much. And there you have it! A lush, vibrant succulent planter that will brighten up your greenhouse all winter long. Isn't that a great way to use your greenhouse? Now, on to the third use. Our third tip involves restarting tender tubers. Now you might ask, why restart tender tubers in the greenhouse during winter? Well, tender tubers such as dahlias or begonias, which usually bloom in summer, can be given a head start in your cozy greenhouse. To do this, you'll need to pot your tubers in a mix of compost and sand. Water them lightly, but be sure not to overdo it, as too much moisture can lead to rot. Keep the temperature steady and warm, but not too hot. This nurturing environment will encourage your tubers to sprout, and by the time spring arrives, they'll be ready to burst into bloom. Remember, the timing is crucial. You'll want to begin this process in late winter to early spring. That way, your tubers will have ample time to develop strong roots and shoots before they're transplanted outside. Restarting tender tubers in the greenhouse can be quite beneficial. Let's continue to the fourth use. The fourth use of your greenhouse in winter is for storing citrus plants. Winter can be a tough season for these sun-loving plants, but a greenhouse offers the perfect environment to keep them healthy and thriving. By moving your citrus plants into the greenhouse, you protect them from freezing temperatures. It's a bit like giving them a winter vacation in a sunny tropical locale right in your backyard. Now, let's discuss the how. When moving your citrus plants, ensure they're well watered and free from pests. Place them in a spot that gets plenty of light, but try to avoid drastic temperature swings. Remember to keep the humidity levels high, as citrus plants love moisture. A good tip is to water the floor of the greenhouse, which helps increase humidity. Taking these steps not only protects your citrus plants, but also ensures they continue to grow and produce delicious fruit, even during the colder months. Who knew you could store citrus plants in the greenhouse during winter? Now let's look at the fifth use. Fifthly, your greenhouse can be an excellent place to nurture cuttings. During the colder months, the greenhouse provides a controlled environment, perfect for fostering young plants. Start by selecting healthy, disease-free parent plants. Then take cuttings which are about 3 to 4 inches long. Remove lower leaves, dip the cut ends in rooting hormone, and plant them in a pot filled with a mix of half perlite and half peat moss. Maintain a consistent temperature, ideally between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Regular watering is essential, but avoid overwatering as it can lead to root rot. Also, Ensure your cuttings receive adequate light, but not direct sunlight, as it can cause them to dry out. This process is beneficial as it allows you to multiply your plants without spending extra money on seeds or seedlings. It also helps in preserving the genetic characteristics of the parent plant. Nurturing cuttings in your greenhouse during winter is a great idea. Let's move on to the sixth use. The sixth use of your greenhouse in winter involves sowing hardy seeds. Now, what are hardy seeds, you might ask? These are seeds that can withstand the colder temperatures of winter, yet still sprout with vigor come springtime. Think perennials like pansies, violas, and sweet peas. Sowing these seeds in your winter greenhouse is a fantastic way to get a head start on your spring garden. You see, these seeds need a period of cold to break their dormancy. By sowing them in your greenhouse during winter, you're providing them with the cold treatment they need while protecting them from the harsh outdoor elements. The process is simple. Fill a tray with compost, sow your seeds, and cover them lightly with more compost. Place the tray in your greenhouse, and nature will do the rest. Remember, patience is key here. While these seeds may take longer to germinate, the wait is definitely worth it. Come spring, you'll have a head start with blooming plants ready to be transplanted into your garden. Sowing hardy seeds in your greenhouse during winter can be quite beneficial. Let's continue to our seventh use. Our seventh tip involves sowing fava beans. Now, fava beans are a fantastic choice for a greenhouse in winter. These hardy legumes are quite comfortable in cooler temperatures, and they even enrich your soil with nitrogen, a vital nutrient for many plants. To sow fava beans, begin by soaking them overnight to speed up germination. Then, plant each bean about 2 inches deep in a pot filled with good quality compost. Make sure the pots are spaced to allow room for growth. Fava beans need a little space of their own to thrive. Water them gently, making sure the soil is moist but not waterlogged. The beauty of sowing fava beans in a greenhouse is that you have control over their environment. You can protect them from harsh weather conditions and pests, enabling them to grow strong and healthy. But why sow fava beans in winter? Well, they're an excellent crop for overwintering. They will germinate in the cool greenhouse, and by early spring, you'll have a head start on the growing season. Sowing fava beans in your greenhouse during winter can be quite beneficial. Let's move on to the eighth use. The eighth use of your greenhouse during winter is to plant lily bulbs in early spring. Now, this is a delightful task that rewards you with gorgeous blooms in the summer. Lily bulbs prefer a chilling period during winter before they break into growth. So, let's get planting. To start with, prepare your soil. It should be well draining and rich in organic matter. Remember, lilies appreciate a slightly acidic soil, so you might want to adjust the pH if necessary. When you're ready, plant the bulbs about 4 to 6 inches deep with the pointy end facing upwards. Space them about 8 inches apart to allow room for growth. Now, here's the magic of the greenhouse. It provides a controlled environment that protects the bulbs from harsh winter conditions, while still giving them the cold period they need. This means your lilies will have a head start when spring rolls around, leading to stronger plants and more vibrant blooms. But remember, while lilies are hardy, they don't like waterlogged soil. So be mindful of your watering schedule. Too much water can lead to bulb rot, which is something we definitely want to avoid. Planting lily bulbs in your greenhouse during winter is a great idea. Now let's look at the ninth use. Ninthly, your greenhouse can be an excellent place to grow winter salads and herbs. As temperatures drop outside, inside your greenhouse, you can cultivate a thriving garden of fresh leafy greens and aromatic herbs. The key is to choose cold-tolerant varieties like spinach, kale, and chard, or herbs such as parsley, thyme, and rosemary. Start by preparing your soil with rich organic compost. Then, sow your seeds directly into the ground or in pots, depending on your preference. Remember to space your plants adequately to ensure good air circulation, which helps to prevent fungal diseases. Water your plants sparingly as they need less moisture in the colder months. And be sure to keep the greenhouse well ventilated during the day to prevent a buildup of dampness. Why is this beneficial? Well, not only does it provide you with fresh produce throughout the winter months, but it also keeps your greenhouse productive and your gardening skills sharp during the off-season. Growing winter salads and herbs in your greenhouse during winter is a fantastic idea. Let's move on to the final use. Finally, the 10th use of your greenhouse in winter is for storing tender plants. These are the plants which are sensitive to the cold and need a little extra care to see them through the winter months. The greenhouse serves as a cozy home for them, providing a controlled environment that keeps them safe from frost and harsh conditions. Storing tender plants in a greenhouse is straightforward. You may want to consider leaving them in their pots for easy mobility and ensure they are well watered before the frost sets in. Remember, it's not just about keeping the cold out, but also maintaining a consistent temperature. A little warmth can go a long way in keeping these plants alive and well. The benefit of this method is twofold. Not only does it protect your beloved plants from the winter chill, but it also gives you a head start on the next growing season. When spring arrives, your plants will be ready and raring to go, having been protected and nurtured through the colder months. Storing tender plants in your greenhouse during winter can be quite beneficial. And there you have it, 10 ways to use your greenhouse during winter. From overwintering corms and tubers, creating succulent planters, restarting tender tubers, to storing citrus plants. We've also covered nurturing cuttings, sowing hardy seeds and fava beans, planting lily bulbs in early spring, and growing winter salads and herbs. Not forgetting, of course, storing tender plants. Each method provides a unique opportunity to make the most out of your greenhouse during the colder months. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more gardening tips and tricks. Until next time, happy gardening!